This budget actually challenges us on the other front. Very difficult to find some real criticism. So 2 or 3 criticisms have come. Let's discuss that, and then I get into some other issues that has not been discussed much. One is, which now it seems is a tactical mistake, because I have read the budget. Budget talks about the country, that covers all the state, but focus has gone on 2 states, basically Andhra and Bihar. Do you think to keep the speech short, government decided to focus on these 2 states, while other states are also benefiting a lot?
States are getting, as they were getting earlier, some will get more, some will get less. By not invoking the name in the speech, no state is being denied anything. But although for 10 years we have been actively engaging with Andhra Pradesh getting rebuilt, the state doesn't have a capital even today. Whatever be it, I'm not getting into the politics of why building the capital has got delayed. But it is by the provisions of the Act which enabled the division between Telangana and Andhra Pradesh. The Act requires the center to support it in building its capital and also in supporting its backward regions. In the last 10 years, several activities have happened in taking all the big premier institutions to Andhra Pradesh, IITs or AIIMS or IIITs and so on. Similarly, a little zone was carved out, if I know right, for Visakhapatnam. Many other such, as per the Act which had to be done, has been done in the last 10 years. But now when the focus goes back to talking about Polavaram, the national irrigation project, and also building the capital, we have stated very clearly that yes, we will support, and Polavaram being a national project will certainly help in completing it. By now it should have really been completed, but no, there has been other problems which technically and otherwise also. The state government is seized of it, we are seized of it. So as a national project, we are committed to build it, and we have given the commitment.
Ma'am, I want to understand your thoughts on South Indian states in the backdrop of this kind of special support that they definitely deserve. And then we are waiting for next Finance Commission report. And then there will be a delimitation exercise. Looking at all of this, how are you approaching the issues and concerns and priorities of South Indian states?
There is issue and a challenge in that all the 4 plus 1 Puducherry, 5 plus 1 Puducherry have shown developmental indicators which can be taken on board, and taking them on board and then deciding what will be the tax devolution which will have to be worked out. What are the kind of grants which will have to go. Essentially a job which the Finance Commission has to do. And I also would think all these states will have to negotiate and talk, not negotiate so much, but put across their state's position. They will have to put across how their states have shown developmental indicators over the decades, and because of which they will have to be measured slightly differently, and for furthering the cause of development, they should, if anything, be incentivized in some fashion, or at least not discouraged. So they do have a little challenge in having to take up this issue and convince the Finance Commission, which is a constitutional body, that is also being conscious of the fact that the contribution in those economies are not exclusively by people of that state alone. Today's mobility of labor being what it is, mobility of capital being what it is, states are approaching both labor and capital issues in such a way that they are drawing the best in the country. So when a state is very proactive, like for instance, I got to understand that Uttar Pradesh is coming up with a policy for global capability centers, the GCCs, so that Noida is developed as one of the biggest GCC center. Now similarly in Bangalore and Hyderabad you have a lot of GCCs, also in Chennai. States are coming up with some kind of an approach so that they draw capital, bring investors, and then also provide the ecosystem for labor or workers of higher order also to participate there. And in that it is not purely that state's own qualified technocrats or semi-skilled workers who get benefit. Mobility being what it is, from all over the country, people are moving to these centers and contributing. So we have to keep that in mind, and therefore see how states which are now probably giving the benefit of mobility to their own young people also attract such investments to their states. And enabling policy and legislative supports will have to be made in those states as well, so that one, they retain their talent pool, two, they get investments so that their talent pool is used within their areas, and also that we spread all the employment generating investments or production centers or service centers to all over the country. I do remember, and may not be a perfect comparison, I do remember in our socialist days, we used to have one big, large, integrated steel mine established in Bokaro. So all over the country, people will have to go to Bokaro for the job. They can be top-notch engineers, or they can be welders or machine, operators or whatever. But today, with the way in which privatization has happened, you have such, if not of that scale, but at least half the scale, all over the country, such investments and production and manufacturing centers. That is how it should be for all states, rather than confine it only to some states. Nobody confines, but if your policy is not attractive enough, people are not going to come. That is the ability which many of the states which are now seeing labor mobility, taking their talent pool outside, will have to do for themselves.
बहुत ही कम्प्रहेंसिव और बड़े इंपॉर्टेंट ऑब्जर्वेशन आपने दिए हैं. तो अगर मैं इसको इस तरीके से कहूँ कि सदर्न स्टेट्स must be part of the developmental journey and help other states to grow, but southern states should not have any reason to complain that we are being penalized for being prosperous or developing better.